Hey guys, welcome back for another round of box office predictions. So last week I did pretty well, came in with 4 for 5, and I also came in pretty close to what Coco actually made to take that top spot. It won the weekend with $27.5 million. Then it was Justice League at number 2 with $16.7 million. Wonder at 3 with $12.1 million, Thor Ragnarok at 4 with $9.9 million, and then Daddy's Home 2 taking number 5 with another $7.6 million. Given the fact that there's not all that much new wide competition this weekend, I think I might have a good chance at going 4 for 5 again. The toss-up spot is that number 5 spot, and considering it's hitting 800 theaters this weekend, I think I'm going to give it to The Disaster Artist. If Lady Bird can post $4 million in roughly the same amount of theaters in its 4th weekend out, I would be really surprised if The Disaster Artist can't post an even higher per theater average in its 2nd weekend out, especially when you consider how well it did in only 19 theaters last weekend. So let's say The Disaster Artist winds up with a per theater average of about $8,000, which is just a little higher than what 3 Billboards posted when it was in 614 theaters. That would mean Disaster Artist is going to take roughly $6.5 million, and I think that's enough for it to knock Daddy's Home 2 out of that number 5 spot and for it to steal it. Moving on to number 4 now, that's where I have Thor Ragnarok. I know that Thor Ragnarok opened a lot bigger than Doctor Strange did, but the 2 movies have week-to-week fluctuations that have been pretty much in line. So if I'm looking at Doctor Strange percent change, it dropped about 51%, making the move from weekend 4 to 5, and then it brought that percent change all the way down to 32%, making the move from 5 to 6. So if I apply that same thing to Thor Ragnarok here, it dropped 41%, making the move from 4 to 5. That might mean it has a chance at holding on to 70% of last weekend's profits, and that would give Thor another $7 million, which is a really solid total here. But now moving on to number 3, I've got Wonder. I have been comparing Wonder's run to Arrival's, but the holiday didn't make it line up all that much. But now that the holiday has come and gone, I do think they're going to level out. So let's say I apply Arrival's 37% weekend 3 to 4 fall to Wonder. That means Wonder's making another $7.5 million, which is clearly just enough to edge out Thor Ragnarok. Moving on to number 2 now, I've got Justice League. With Star Wars The Last Jedi right around the corner now, there's pretty much no doubt that this is going to be Justice League's last go in that number 2 spot. I've been looking a little at Fantastic Beasts and where to find them to figure out Justice League's run, and it didn't really apply all that much moving from weekend 1 to 2, but then they did level out in weekend 3, so I am going to take the Fantastic Beasts weekend 4 to 5 drop and apply it to Justice League here, and if that winds up being the case and Justice League loses 45% of last weekend's profits, it's going to make about $9 million. Now at number 1 again, that leaves Coco. There is really no reason to think that Coco will not take this top spot. I'm sticking with the Moana comparison here. So last year, Moana had a great 3rd weekend out, and it only dropped 35%. So I am giving that same exact percent change to Coco, and if that winds up being the case, it's going to make another $18 million to easily secure that top spot. Let's recap now. I've got Coco coming in at number 1 with $18 million, Justice League at number 2 with $9 million, Wonder taking number 3 with $7.5 million, Thor Ragnarok coming in at number 4 with $7 million, and then The Disaster Artist rounding out the top 5 with $6.5 million. Those are my predictions, but now it is your turn. Hit that comment section and share your thoughts right there. Also, we've got a Patreon shout out today. This one goes out to someone who's been with the campaign right from the beginning. It is Jason Phillips. Jason, thank you so much. Yet again, I am so happy you're still with me on this. I hope you've been enjoying the campaign so far. Thanks to everyone out there who's watching. Please like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you soon with more box office predictions.